Hey y'all! So today we're gonna watch an episode of Wife Swap Australia, and I'm watching it off of YouTube. And you know, YouTube, like the creators, they'll change the title just a little bit, just to bring viewers in, not clickbait, because I'm sure it's gonna reflect what we're gonna watch. But with the body positivity, fat acceptance movement that's trending nowadays, I'm sure this title is gonna trigger some folks, and the word obese is in the title, so I'm intrigued. I'm interested to see how this is gonna play out. And the first person on the screen is a thin woman, so I don't think it's gonna end well, so we're gonna find out together. So let's get it, let's go. So immediately when the show starts, I automatically know that it ain't gonna work. It's not gonna work. So the first lady, her name is Fuang, I think that's how you say it. She running her house like a little drill sergeant. They can't touch the walls. They have no pets. They have no toys. When you walk in, it looks like the house is not even lived in. Versus, I can't remember her name, the other mom. She has 4 kids. She has a bunch of animals. She has like 4 dogs, a cat, 6 birds. Like, it's filled with animals. And I think Fuang even made it a comment that she could smell it as soon as she opened the door, which is kind of gross. But she has a full house. And you could tell that house is lived in. When you go in, you automatically see toys. You see things around. You see a house that is lived in. And automatically, most people would probably gravitate towards Fuang's house, but that's not realistic. At least you can feel, me personally, as the viewer, I feel the love in Dee Dee's house. I'm gonna call her Dee Dee because I think that's her last name. But I could feel the love in our house.
Dog, is this the Beware of Dog? I hope it's the Beware of Dog. And hopefully there's no other bigger dogs. Nice kitchen. The house looks like it hasn't been kind of lived in, like it's open for inspection to be sold. It's empty! Hello! Echo! It's so empty, oh my god! It doesn't actually match either. We really like matching furniture in our house.
What kind of irritated me was that they also had like little notepads that told them everything, all the rules and guidelines that they normally go by in their houses, right? Fuang said you can't touch the walls. They wake up at 4 a.m. We have rules, but she said she detests obese people.
We are open to most religions and races, but I detest obese, lazy people. She really should not say that.
Now we move on to the next scene. In the next scene, they're getting ready to wind down and everything. They're getting ready for dinner. They're getting ready to, just settle into the house. So Dee Dee, I'm going to call her that till I figure out what her name is. But her family, her at-home family, they're getting ready to make dinner and everything. And her partner, he's normally the one who cooks and feeds the family. Now Fuang, in her household, she does all the cooking, she does everything, and he's more of a traditional type man, so he feeds the children little ham sandwiches with salami on them, and he eats 2 muffins for dinner while Dee Dee is over there sitting on the couch just watching them eat. He didn't even offer the lady anything to eat. Like, this is her first day here. I can understand if you have a certain way to go about things, but the least you could do for the lady first date is offer her something to eat. I don't know. Common courtesy ain't so common, so I didn't like that. I didn't like that at all. And she seemed so nice. She's like, man, we offer people, even the people asking for change outside, we offer them some food. Can you just have some decency?
There's very little cooking.
Yeah, we're the opposite way around.
Yeah. So poor Chris is going to be a bit hungry tonight, I think.
Daddy getting dinner ready?
It's dinner time at the Beaker's place, and Oliver's culinary skills are on full display. The girls get some basic toasted sandwiches, and Christine gets nothing.
Sit down, Miriam.
I was not offered any dinner.
and he ate a muffin, and the kids ate toasted sandwich with a salami in it. And I just sat on the lounge. It was like it wasn't real, because in my house, everyone gets offered dinner. Whether you're the person out the front asking for money, everyone in my house gets food. And they don't get a muffin for dinner.
Like I said, common courtesy ain't so common, just like common sense ain't. So everybody live differently. It ain't my cup of tea, but hey, let's keep it pushing. So immediately, the very next scene, Dee Dee's she's going to another room. I guess she got done playing with the kids or something. And Lillian and Miriam, they go, "You're fat." And the husband he just does this, and he just keeps it pushing, and he doesn't correct them. He doesn't discipline them. He doesn't do anything about it.
Unleashed.
You're fat. You're fat.
Why do you say that, sweetie? I'm not fat. The little one, Miriam, was walking behind me and goes, "Oh, you're fat." But the father didn't discipline her or say anything.
Right.
Not to say, "Listen, apologise or take her away, have a good speaking to." I don't blame the child, don't get me wrong. She's gorgeous. But she's getting it from somewhere.
They at least correct their behavior, but no, he doesn't. Let me tell you why. Because Fuang, in her letter to Dee Dee, telling her about the household, she made it a point to say, "We detest obese people." So you're saying that in front of them kids, and kids know that you don't like fat people. If you don't like fat people, if that's not your preference, cool, that's fine. But you don't have to teach that to your children, to go around calling people fat and being rude like that. Again, common courtesy ain't so common, and that ain't it. That is not it. And you want to run your house like a drill sergeant, cool. But in the same token, if Dee Dee want to be fat, let her be fat. But who are you to judge her because she want to live her life a different way than you are? You chose to be on this show, baby, but you need to learn how to put a handle on them kids. But you ain't got no handle on you. That's why them kids ain't got no handle on them. Nor does your husband, because he should have said something to those kids. But again, I say, that is a learned behavior. Kids don't just go around calling each other fat unless they heard that from somebody, from an adult. And y'all going around talking about people in front of those kids, or saying to those kids, "You can't be fat, you can't be fat," one of the other or both maybe. And now you're already instilling that in them kids' minds, which is okay. Again, if that's what you want to do, that's what you want to do. But you also need to teach them kids how to be kind people, to be kind human beings. And Fuang, you dropped the ball, baby. You dropped the ball. I'm not no perfect parent either. I'm not. My kids ain't perfect, but they're not going around calling people fat and hurting their feelings. No. People have feelings. Ugh. Immediately, it pissed me off.
By the state of the house, Fuyong quizzes 19-year-old Ellen about what the kids contribute around the place.
Would you clear the food away? Would you do any washing?
I take my washing to my grandma's house and she does it for me.
Oh, really? Is that how it works?
Yeah. I don't know. We're happy, so...
It's not about just being happy and being a family. You can be together and be happy without having to endanger your health. I think it's just being used to being lazy.
How tidy a house is doesn't rub off on what kind of person you are. We live in a home where there's love and laughter and fun, and I don't think Fuang was used to that.
So I have two things to comment on. Number one was when Fuang was talking to Ellen, which is Dee Dee's daughter. I still don't know her name yet, so I'm going to call her Dee Dee. But when Fuang was on the couch talking to her daughter and she was asking her about the chores and everything like that, like who cleans, who does this, and do you have any, how do you clean your clothes? And she said, I take them to my grandma's house and she cleans them for me. Honestly, they're getting clean. I don't necessarily agree with it, but she's 19. If her mama don't instill those rules in her, that's their business. At least she's getting her stuff clean. And shoot, my grandma cleaned my clothes for a good little minute. But that didn't take away from me knowing how to clean my own. And so I'm not going to say that just because her grandma is cleaning her clothes means that she doesn't know how to do it. Hopefully her mom is teaching her how to do those household chores, because she's going to need them, because she's 19. She's going to need them soon if she isn't already using them now. But just like she said, we have love. But I do agree with Fuang when she made the comment that at some point it shouldn't interfere with your health. You can still have love, but you could still be tidy. I agree with that. 100%. You shouldn't be untidy to the point where it interferes with your health. And when they panned around to the room, and it was stuff everywhere on the floor. You having all those animals, it can get nasty very quick. And I remember that first scene, we saw some dog shit on the floor. And that can easily go unnoticed, especially with all that stuff on the floor. So yeah, you need to be tidy. Especially with a house full of people like that. And after a while, it can interfere with your health. So I do agree with her on that. When we went to the next scene, when we saw Dee Dee talking to Fuang's husband, he grinds my gears because he made a comment about fat folk. He said something about they can choose what to eat, they choose to be fat. But look at you, sir. You're not the fittest person in the gym if you go to the gym, if you work out, because he doesn't look like he works out. He doesn't look like he eats healthy. He doesn't look like he had a muffin for dinner. So you're clearly not making the healthiest of choices either. So you have not much room to talk about Miriam. Why aren't your daughters pointing at you saying, you're fat, you're fat? I don't understand that. So I think that's a little bit of the pot calling the kettle black situation, but I digress.
What's for dinner?
Christine hasn't eaten at the Beakers for the last 2 days, but tonight she's treated to a delicious home-cooked meal, courtesy of Oberhausfrau Oliver.
I'm getting food. I don't think I like it.
Miriam, come here.
She's such a good
Sit
sport,
and
though.
eat. Okay.
Beautiful.
Over dinner, Christine takes the chance to ask Oliver about Miriam's fat comments this morning.
Where's she getting that from?
That's very naughty. I've had it before too. Like walking behind the lady and she says, she is fat. And I said, Miriam, that's very naughty. You may upset like this.
In my manual, the last thing she's going to read is...
Finished.
Oliver allows himself to get sidetracked by his daughter, which is probably just as well.
Fat people have just themselves to blame. And we've been doing a bit of sort of research. And often it is like, if you want to lose weight, don't go to this and this and this diet, just eat less.
Older kids seem a little bit overweight. Would you agree?
No, I don't consider them overweight at all. No, I think Mikey's spot on. As I said, Sabrina might have a little tummy at the moment. It's because she hasn't done any sports over winter, but
And
no, I
Ella?
don't think they're overweight. Ella's fine.
I mean, Mikey and Sabrina aren't skinny, or even medium. To me, I wouldn't say they're even medium. So,
Oh, that's nasty.
I know, so.
Back home, a fuming Martin informs the kids about Fuyong's thoughts on their fitness.
Something you guys aren't going to like. I just had a fair bit of a nasty conversation with Fu Yong. Apparently all you guys are overweight, lazy, have a serious health check.
Sorry?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, basically. And not everyone's bloody skinny as. You know, what's a bloody problem?
Yeah,
Me fucking big problems. Hey, what's up?
You have no right to say anything like that.
Is this because I'm saying you might be overweight?
I'm not overweight, nor is any of my family.
Yeah,
Our dad actually cooked us food. We don't have sandwiches for dinner or little noodles because you can't cook. We don't have that.
Yeah, but you
we
guys...
eat good food. We eat real
No,
food.
you eat chocolate biscuits at 10 p.m. at night. You
What's
eat...
wrong with that? Everyone's allowed to have
You
a snack.
eat, like, you guys seem really relaxed about the house and the pets and
Because
each
we're
other.
happy.
Yes,
Because
but then,
we're happy.
But then as soon,
That's why.
But as soon as something is mentioned about, you know, size or weight, then
Well,
there's
have you
tears and there's screaming.
I'm not crying, sweetheart.
Yes, but Sabrina
I'm not
is
crying.
crying.
Why do you think? Why do you think? If someone came up to you and goes, oh, you're ugly, what are you going to say? What are you going to say?
I didn't say
What are
she
you
was
going to say?
ugly.
If I go, you're ugly, what are you going to say? Tell me.
I didn't say.
Yeah, but tell me what you'd say. Tell me right now.
I'd say that's your opinion. Sorry about that, you know.
Well,
So none of them have ever mentioned, like, in
because there's
school?
nothing wrong with us. Don't you get that?
So then why are you screaming?
Because there's nothing wrong with us. Do you not listen?
Why is it such
Are
a
you
big
not
deal
listening?
then?
What do you mean, why is it such a big deal? Because it's coming from you, and you have no right to judge us. You have no right to judge us. No right at all.
As your mother in this position...
Well, you know what, sweetheart? You do not come one bit close to my mother. I have the best mother in the whole world, and you will never, ever match up to her, or nor will anyone else.
Ooh, I'm glad that she gives you support.
I'm sorry, sweetheart, but when your kids grow up, they're not going to like you at all.
Whew, so that scene was hard to watch. Okay, so I'm kind of on Fluong's side on this part because, hear me out. I'm kind of on Fluong's side because they are obese. They are. Initially, when I saw Fluong talking to the dad, I thought she was talking about some smaller kids. I didn't realize until they brought them into the house that she was talking about the bigger kids. Those kids are big. They are overweight. Now that I have that into consideration, I don't think she was being out of line. And just like she said, as your mother in this instance, she's trying to put it in the best way possible because she's not trying to overstep, but this is wife swap, you know. She is playing their mother for the time being, so that's something that she would address in her household. I don't think she was being rude by it. She made an observation. She didn't take it to the kids. She took it to the husband, which she should have. I think the husband was out of line by bringing that to the kids because he knew that 19-year-old girl was going to fight them battles for him, which is totally out of line. You don't bring kids into adult conversations. Fluong did the absolute right thing. If she saw something was wrong, bring it to the husband. Husband brought the kids into that and hurt the kids' feelings. I think they ganged up on her. I think that was wrong. That was totally wrong. And again, they are overweight. That's just the fact of the matter. Like her or not, she was telling the truth. And I can understand. They love their mom. Their mom is very lenient. They're used to what they're used to. But Daddy should have stepped in. But of course, I didn't expect him to because he brought them into it. But Daddy should have said, hey, you're not going to talk to her like that because you're still being disrespectful. That 19-year-old girl was totally out of line. Totally out of line. I didn't like that scene. I didn't like that. I didn't like the way the daughter... And that's another thing. The way that, forgot her name again, Dee raised them. She's so lenient and it seems like everything goes. Now, hopefully they don't talk to her like that, but that doesn't mean that you can talk to anybody else like that. That also plays a part. So I didn't like that. I didn't like that either. So that shows how you raising your kids up to, how they treat others, even if they have an opinion that's not the same as yours. You don't have a right to talk to them that way because that lady she didn't disrespect them. She didn't. She made an observation. And again, I say they are overweight. So in this next scene, each mother, they give the family a new routine, new structure, what they're changing, what new things that they're implementing into the new household. In Dee Dee's house, Fluong tells them that they're going to have a routine now, and the baby, she's going to be cleaned and in bed by 7 p.m. every night, which I think is reasonable, and the dad even agreed, which I love it. She did say, I'm concerned about your health, with some grimaces coming from the children, but she did give them options. She said, y'all are going to make your own packed lunches with as much or as little as you wish. So she didn't say you can't have this much. She didn't do that. She gave them options and she let them know, hey, I'm concerned about your health, but I will allow you to make your own lunches with as much or as little as you want, which I think was great. She's giving them autonomy when it comes to their food, but she's also letting them know no sugary foods after a certain time, which I think also is great. People should have only a certain amount of sugar every day anyway. You shouldn't be loading yourself up on the sugar. So I think that was good. That family, they took it very well, and it seems like they're gonna try to implement those new rules. Okay, and so at Fuang's home with her 2 daughters and husband, I can't stand them. Not the kids, but I can't stand that husband. He grinds my freaking gear. Dee Dee, she said, basically we're gonna have a house full of love and the kids are gonna be able to be kids. She said they can touch the walls, they can lean on the walls, which I think is absurd to tell a kid not to lean on the wall. If they make a mess on the wall or if they smudge it or something, clean it up. That's what kids do. She said the kids are gonna be able to be kids now. We can have paint in here, we can have things for the kids, we're gonna have a party. I mean, I'm gonna invite some of the locals from the neighborhood and hopefully you can make a friend or two because you need one. She also said that he will be making the dinner, which I thought was a little crazy. Why is that his responsibility? Why can't y'all share the responsibility, if anything? But hey, that's fine. But she did tell him, you will not be the first person to eat. What I did not like was his rebuttal. He said, it's not like you're starving for it. Again, sir, why are you making those comments when you're not the smallest pumpkin in the patch? You're not starving for it either. You are eating. You are eating. You have visceral fat around that belly under that big ass shirt of yours. So I don't like how he's fat shaming her when he's basically the same size as her. And just like she said, your true colors are showing and that's where your daughters are getting it from. He laughed. He chuckled. He tried to laugh it away, but no, we heard you. Your true colors are showing. So, but overall, he didn't argue too much about it. He did argue about the food part, but again, you're not the best example for your kids. Maybe your wife is, but you're not. So like he really has got to get a grip.
Hi.
First things first, shortly there'll be a skip coming. We will be having a cleanup. We will throw out everything that's broken, has missing parts, or that is just sitting around untouched. There is no routine for anybody in this house except for Martin, and Electra needs to have routine as well. She will be bathed and ready for bed at 7 p.m. So from now on, you make your own packed lunches, as much or as little as you want to eat, and you'll have no sugary foods or drinks after 7 p.m.
There's nothing that she said that I wasn't expecting anyway. If anything, it's a good thing.
The kids probably could do with a routine for bedtime. I will agree with that.
It was much better than I thought it would be, especially about, after yesterday's big drama. As long as I avoided using the weight word or the obese word.
The girls are now allowed to draw and paint in the house, and they're allowed to make a mess because all messes can be cleaned. The girls can now touch the walls and lean on them if they want. Oliver will cook dinner from now on, but you can't eat the first meal you make, as I wasn't offered dinner my first night here.
You're not a person that really starves, huh?
Excuse me?
Yeah,
Excuse me?
That's what I just said.
Really?
Yeah.
And then you wonder why your daughter calls people fat?
No, that's not what I said.
No, what did you say?
You don't
Excuse
look
me,
like
I don't look
someone
like
who's
someone that's starving.
If you're just about to pop and explode because you've eaten too much, that is absolutely your fault.
Yeah, laugh. That's good.
Okay, keep listening.
Well done. At least your true colours are coming out, Oliver. So, okay, so the girls won't get anything unless they say please or thank you.
Ah, that's good.
Yes, okay?
That's good. I agree with.
Yeah.
Yeah, every time.
And if I hear any references to somebody's appearance, I'll make it very clear that it's not on. I think pets are important for children. They can relieve stress and bring enjoyment. So I have arranged for some guinea pigs to join your family. Oliver, you are not to eat them. And you will be responsible for cleaning their pens. Lastly, I'm throwing a fairy princess party. Yes, I have invited local children and parents so the girls can spend time with other kids. And maybe, Oliver, you can make a friend or two. Never know.
So in the very last scene, I like how they sat them down at the table, but I Christine, I finally learned her name after all this time, but Christine, she let Fluon talk. She let her say her piece. She was like, but she was a little snappy at the end. She was like, are you done or can I talk now? She was like, I'm not done yet. And then she started talking about the obese problem. It's the delivery, okay? It's the delivery, because I feel like Christine would have taken it easier. She would have taken it a better way if she would have delivered it better.
Yeah, so now you need to give them room to take responsibility.
So can I talk now, or do you want to say any more?
Oh, and the diets of the children. You know, the junk food that's, you know, available to them, the soft drinks, they don't seem to do enough physical activity to work the sugar off.
Were they respectful to you, at least?
Yes, yes.
They were good kids?
Well, Ellen, she has a bit of a temper. Mm-hmm. And I feel not just to me but to Martin, she doesn't seem to give him the sort of respect and appreciation of the cooking he does.
Fluong explained all her problems, whatever she changed, how she fixed it. She even said she had basically a vacation. Her stay was relatively good.
Up early, goes to work all day.
Oh, so you didn't cook at night?
He did.
You did? You didn't?
No, I didn't.
You're kidding?
No.
So you didn't give him a break?
No, I didn't. But he wanted.
Nice. So you had a holiday, in other words?
Yeah, I did.
Oh, good on you. Oh, that's nice.
But he wanted to.
No,
like,
that's nice. No, I'm so glad you
There was a couple of times.
That's
versus Christine, she was in prison, just like she said. She had a horrible stay with a horrible husband, and he is so freaking defensive. Everything that Christine said, he would interrupt her and he would rebuttal with it. He wouldn't even let her get a word in edgewise. I said some sarcasm.
Your house. I just found your house quite cold, not warm at all. Not as in weather-wise, but I just felt cold. Then I had to read your guide. And what really freaked me the most, and I thought, oh my God, this woman's in my house, is when you wrote, I detest obese and lazy people. How dare you judge people? Number one, you're lazy in the kitchen. You're lazy.
I'm lazy in the whole house. I admit that.
And then I sat down and waited for the family to come in, and I met your gorgeous girls. Absolutely, truly gorgeous.
Oh, thank you.
They liked me.
Yes, definitely.
And
I liked you too. Well,
yeah. Well, you haven't heard me speak yet. Oh, yeah, and then I met Oliver, and he came across like a lovely man. The girls had some bread and salami at the table, and Oliver sat down at the table with his muffin. And I sat on the lounge watching them for the first night for dinner.
You weren't invited? That's very rude.
I didn't know what you were eating before because it's the first sort of meeting, and I really have to get the kids. I offered, as I said.
That's really rude.
And
not long after I went to your house, that Miriam came up to me and said, "You're fat."
I know she does that.
Why does she do that? How does she? How does she even?
From you guys.
How would she even know that word? And you did not, as a parent, pull her aside and say, sweetheart,
first I tried
what you have just said, can I just speak? Because I really didn't interrupt your wife.
Anyway, keep going.
Just to pull her aside and say, listen, Miriam, sweetie, you don't say that about people. Can you please go to Christine and apologise right now? Anyway, so it came to rule change, and I set some rules. And you know what he said to me? But you look well fed. Another one was, you said to me, my wife breastfed, it's very nurturing. Now, here we go, the roundabout starting, starting. I said, I didn't breastfeed my kids. And you go, oh, well, then you didn't nurture them. I go, hang on a minute. And then it was on for young and old.
And then I thought of...
What was I accusing of? We were just talking about...
birth and all, and I said, because you were saying you are a better mother, okay?
Just let her talk.
Anyway, so the last straw for me, I left your house. I did not stay the whole time. I have never cried so much in my whole entire fucking life. Every fucking day I cried. Every day I cried. And I have never cried like that unless someone died.
Yeah, but
How
you didn't
dare
tell me.
someone call me fat?
And he still
How
won't let her
dare
talk.
No, I did not.
Call me, oh, you look well fed.
Yeah, but
Who
I said a lot of
hell
things.
are
I
you
said,
to say
I
that
said
to
I
me?
really didn't have time. All I could grab was
You
the
said
muffin.
I was well fed. It will
And
come
that was
out,
the last
sweetie.
thing that I said.
Trust me, this will all come out
But
to
you
me
take it
after.
too personal. You know, it's just well fed is
Because
to
it
me
was
someone.
towards me.
Of course, when things started to get heated with the conversation, what did they go to? Fat, obese, weight. And Christine said the perfect thing. She said,
You took it onto
You
yourself.
can lose weight, but you can't change
It's
what's
not
on
about-
the inside, love. To you and to you
But
and here.
it's so weird
because
how
I'm
you
going,
guys-
because she's all fucked. You're fucked. You're absolutely fucked. Give my love to your kids, but you're both fucked.
Fuang and Oliver, they got some problems. And just like Christine said, that house was cold and I felt it. I felt it from the freaking computer screen. Best of luck to those little girls growing up with a father like that. I see some hope in Fuang. I honestly think she means well. That husband of hers, he's a lost cause, baby. He's a lost cause. He think he is God's gift to the earth, and he ain't. I would love to see how things go after that, if some of those changes were implemented, and if they changed, if they stayed with those changes, just like the cleaning of the house, especially with all those animals and everything. I would love to see them keep the house clean, and the way that they ate at the table, it looks like they enjoyed that. So I would love to see that. I just don't see anything changing in Fuang's household because husband's stuck in his ways. I do think that Fuang implemented some good structure, some good routine, some good things in Christine's household. So I can appreciate that. That was Wife Swap Australia. My head is hurting after this. That damn Oliver gave me a headache. I just wanted to reach through the screen and just get some sense into him. Squeeze some of that obesity out of him since he want to call her obese. But thank you guys for watching. I'll be back with another one sometime soon. I enjoyed you guys. Hope you enjoyed me. Bye.